Hello folks, my name is Larry Miller. Welcome to my course on problem solving made easy for team members and team leaders. One thing I am pretty sure about is that if you are in a high performing organization, a competitive organization, your organization is engaged in continuously improving how you do things. You're not standing still. Standing still is to die. You die when you stand still. You get healthy when you exercise, right? You use your muscles. And problem solving is the exercise. It's the using the muscles of getting smarter about how we do our work. Who should do problem solving? Not some special problem solving team, but you. The natural work teams and every team up the ladder of the organization to the senior management team all should be engaged in continuous improvement or solving problems. So the purpose of this course is to teach you methods and attitudes of healthy problem solving and develop a culture. A culture is what is habitual, what we do normally in the organization. And problem solving and continuous improvement should not be special. It should be the norm that everybody in the organization is engaged in. So building that is the purpose of this course. And when you think about continuous improvement, think about what I call creative dissatisfaction. And creative dissatisfaction is the awareness of the gap between where we are and where we could be, and there's always a gap. There's always a mountaintop, a higher place to be, a better place to be, and we're aware we're here, right? And one of the jobs of leaders is to clarify and to define and create a vision of what that mountaintop looks like and why it's worth climbing up there. And our job is to engage in the steps, moving up that mountain and not being satisfied with where we are, but being creatively dissatisfied, meaning really wanting to close that gap, wanting to get better. So that's what builds a culture of continuous improvement, and it needs to happen at every level in the organization. Now, the term problem, I want to just say a word about problem solving. In the old days, we used to think that problems were something to be quiet about. Shh, you don't want to tell anybody you have a problem. Well, that's a very destructive attitude. In fact, everybody has problems. Every organization has problems. They're normal. And we need to get in the habit of solving them easily, quickly, fluidly, right? And that's a culture of continuous improvement. The simple truth about problem solving is it's not that complicated. I know sometimes people are intimidated by it. But I've been involved in continuous improvement and improving the performance of organizations for about 40 years, all the time solving problems, right? And I've read probably a dozen books on problem solving. And I have to tell you that really problem solving comes down to some very simple things. First of all, defining the problem well. When does it occur? Where does it occur? How often does it occur? Getting the data, the facts, going observing it, right? Looking at the graph, the chart, counting, recording, the facts of the problem, and then brainstorming, why does it occur, right? This is where collective wisdom comes into play, getting your whole team involved in thinking together, right? The causes, if you will, and then the solutions, right? Brainstorming solutions, and then experimenting, trying stuff out and seeing if it works and being objective about what happens when we conduct an experiment, when we try something. So that very simple methodology, all problem-solving processes are based on that very simple idea, and they can be a little more complicated, a little more in-depth, or a little quick problem-solving. You can do problem-solving in 10 minutes, right, with your team before going to work in the morning. So we're going to go through all those, a bunch of methods of problem-solving. You may say, well, why should I listen to you, Larry? Who are you? What do you know? Those are reasonable questions. I've been involved in helping organizations improve performance for about 40 years, at least 40 years. I started working in prisons, believe it or not. I've written 11 books on the subject. I've worked with companies like Honda and Toyota, Shell Oil Company, Texaco, Merck Pharmaceuticals, a lot of great companies, and I've learned with each client, I have learned how to do things better. Each client for me has been an experiment, if you will. So I've been constantly trying to improve how I go about helping organizations improve. And this course really comes out of my experience working with organizations, developing teams at every level in the organization, helping those teams engage in the process of continuous improvement or problem solving. Come along, join me. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll come with your team. The best idea is for the whole team to go through this course together and do it, right? You learn by doing, not just by listening to Larry Miller or anybody else. You got to do stuff. So I hope you'll do that. Thanks a lot. Look forward to getting into the course with you.